So, how long has it been since we've seen each other? It's been a minute, right? But we're getting back into it. We've been building our group back up a little bit more, doing more in there, and I am so happy to be with you today. Even more happy because I'm with a friend. So, for those of you who have been with me from almost the beginning, you know one of the first things I ever did here in the Facebook group and then posting it onto my YouTube was to do what I called community connection. And we would connect with different crafters that people were interested in and were curious about. And they'd come on and they talk about what they do. And it was just fun to get to know different crafters. So today I have a special guest. This is one of my newer friends that I'm so happy that we connected. We like made a connection right away, right? Right, Tatyana?
Yeah, we did. Yes.
This is my friend Tatyana, everybody. Tatyana as is a kawaii artist. So I'm gonna let Tatyana tell you guys about herself, what she does, and we'll go from there.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor. And also, I feel like it's really fun. It's just really fun to do this.
It
I
is.
create kawaii art. Kawaii means cute in Japanese. And by the way, here's a fun fact: if you say kawaii, it means fish. And if you say kawaii, it means cute.
I did not know that. Okay, so
I
say
did
say
not
cute for me.
kawaii. So the
Kawaii.
accent goes on the last syllable.
Kawaii. Okay.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
is the community that taught me that. I learned the embarrassing way of somebody commenting on my YouTube video saying, "By the way, do you know you keep saying fish?"
We get those comments a lot, right?
Hey, I appreciate it. This is why
Yes.
we do this, right? Because we don't want to just keep creativity inside our desks. It is so much more fun to do it as a collective, as a group, as a human, co-experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the spirit of what I do. I started
Oh.
out my life as a very normal student. I grew up in Russia, then my family moved to the United States. Now I'm in Australia. The point is, I actually studied computer science in university, and then I
Oh
worked
wow.
corporate for 3+ years. I think about 3 years until I was like, I can't do this. My soul is dying. I need to do something else. So
Yeah.
I went to art school when I was 29 years old. 29.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I it's
Mm-hmm.
not one of those things where, I've always been a creative child. I've always like been drawing as long as I can remember myself. You can start anytime, like anytime. I host a community, like I host a creative uh membership. We call ourselves the Happy Creators Collective.
I
And there
love
are
that
people.
name.
Thank you. Yeah. Uh, there are people who are 8, 9 years old, all the way to like 79 years old.
Oh my
It's really,
goodness.
it doesn't matter your age. Creativity is universal and you can start at any moment.
Okay, okay. I want to back up a little bit, Tatiana. So first, tell me, tell us a little bit more about what I mean. Corporate. We a lot of us understand that completely. You know, leaving corporate. This is not good for
Mm.
me.
Yeah.
But at 29, what made you spark your interest in art?
Well, it's funny. When I worked, I just had a normal office job. I got
Mm-hmm.
into, that cute crochet style called amigurumi, and
Yes.
I wanted to create my own patterns. I suppose somewhere in the back of my mind, I wanted to do my own thing. And I was looking for ideas of like a business or a way that I can provide for myself, doing something I love. And I thought, okay, I'll make amigurumi patterns. Maybe this was like 2007, 2008, at that inflection point where YouTube was starting, like you could get online and create a content business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I remember this moment. I wanted to do the hair of the character, and I'm like, but I just don't know how to draw it. Like, I felt that not having ability to draw accurately and to translate my ideas into visual forms that other people can understand. So I clearly
Right.
remember that one moment. And then at some point I thought, okay, I'll have a web design agency because I worked as a programmer and I mostly did websites. I thought I'll just do this myself for people. I don't need a company to do this. and I decided to go and learn graphic design because I just needed to skill up. I didn't have enough skill. So I went to graphic design school first, and I picked my degree because it had 50 hours of studio time. This was like in the description. I'm like, wow, 50 hours of studio time. It's, really, I didn't give myself permission to even believe for 1 second that I can step into a studio or an art school and belong there. But having
Hmm.
that as part of a graphic design degree gave me permission. It's like, hey, this is part of my curriculum. I belong, right? I belong. And so I did that. And the teacher there was a he was a guest teacher, but his full-time job was teaching at an art school in Sydney. I was already living in Australia. And he said to me, he's like, like you're so passionate about this. Why aren't you in art school? And I was like, me? Like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, anybody can go. And that was the moment. That was the transformational moment. I finished that year and I went to art school. I took his word, I went. And that's how it came to be.
That is amazing because a lot of us, we set ourselves back because, like you said, we don't believe we can do something or it doesn't cross our mind. We think, well, that's nice, but that's out of my league. But, and we need that cheerleader sometimes. All it, like for you, it took your one teacher telling you, this is what you should do. And so I
Yeah.
can see, because that's how you are. I've seen in your summit trainings, you guys can do this. You can do this, you know.
Because you can.
Yes, and you I love your teaching style. Your teaching style is just so it flows and it's just so it's so simple but mind-blowing at the same time. You know, I love it. I love it so much. And that's I so when you talk to us right now just about your professor, your instructor telling you, giving you that one push, I can see exactly how that would have motivated you because that's how you motivate us. You motivated us. Or you
Mhm.
motivated me. You can do it, guys. It's that simple. So I appreciate
Yes,
that about
yeah.
you.
And I find that all that the person really needs is somebody to reflect back to them the power and the beauty, the capability that they
Oh,
have.
that's
Really.
beautiful. Mhm.
Yeah. And that man did that for me, and I now do that for my friends, really friends. And the technical skills you can learn, right? Actually, learning to draw is very learnable and systematic. It's not so difficult. It's a lot of it is practice, right? Yes, of
Mhm.
course. And you need to create a space and environment where you show up to the practice. There is a lot of mental resistance that comes up in the process. I'm still reflecting whether this is on purpose, like by
Mhm.
design, or whether it's external programming that has gone wrong. Like I'm not sure, like for example, when you're doing physical exercise, like you're lifting weights and you're like, yeah, yeah, there's resistance, right?
Mhm.
And it makes you stronger. So is creative resistance that thing? Or is it that we were told things as children just in this phase of our human society that made us so self-conscious? Because I look at the children create and they don't have that until a certain age,
Mhm.
and is it their teacher in school telling them this drawing is, you know, not worth it, or you can't do that, or is it that that's part of our journey to make us strong? So that if you have any input, and people watching, leave a comment. Like I would love to dive into that more. But anyway, so the point is you can learn the technical skills quite quickly, and it is your inner fire and desire to create. Like we are human beings, we are creative by birthright. Like, and it's just wonderful to do, it's fun.
It is. It is, and I just see your passion just coming out. I love it. I love this. And I see what you're saying because you know what? And as an early childhood educator, that's one of the things, we do a lot of nature versus nurture and all these other things. And so I do see that, and so I try to stay more process oriented as opposed to product oriented because I think that's when a lot of times, especially with younger ones, and with newer people who are newer to whatever skill it is they're trying to learn, if they see how it's supposed to look in the end, then they don't learn the skill because they're just trying to they don't think it's right, like you were saying. So a lot of times with my students, or I'll actually all the time, I won't show them what I want them to do or what. I'll give them the materials, and we explore the materials first, things like that, because yeah, I don't want them to be in this box. Maybe there's a different way they can figure it out. And so that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting that you would say that too when it comes to the art as a whole. That's interesting. I love that. So let me
Yeah.
ask you this, Tatiana.
Yeah.
Because, no, no, go ahead. Go right ahead.
I was just going to say that it's so fun to watch children learn because they give us new ideas. Yeah.
Yes, they do. They do. So with that, tell us, because you said you have like little ones, like what, 8-year-old, 9-year-olds in your
In,
collective. How do you work that?
oh,
How
yeah.
is it?
In the collective, yeah, there are some young children. So, how does that work? Is oftentimes it's the parents with their children that join.
Right.
And like we just had this mom join with her daughter, and she does this balloon twisties. Like she twists balloons
Uh-huh.
into cute shapes. And I think they live in a remote area where they don't have access to actual physical classes. And she
Okay.
wanted her daughter to learn. She is into it because she does these balloons. She said, I want to draw like cute faces on them. It's that same thing of I want to have the skill of drawing to create. And
Mm-hmm.
so she posted how she was washing dishes and doing the laundry, and her daughter was there watching the video and doing the tutorial. And she actually sent a picture of her daughter with a laptop with my video on it, and she's drawing on the iPad. Her daughter is drawing on the iPad. So, and then her drawing. Like, it's really magical to see that. So, they do it together often.
So look
Some
at you even. No, I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. It's good. It's a flow. I wanted to mention this other lady who I've been doing this 6 or 7 years, like actively online, and I remember she joined our Facebook group back like at the very beginning, and she's a member of our collective right now. She's in university, like she's pretty much grew up. Like I've watched her
So,
grow all this time. Yeah, it's so cool.
so you're creating connections. You're making connections happen not just between you and your students, but that family connection at home. And I know we had that because I purchased your kawaii art.
No way.
Yeah, I'm like kawaii art, and my kids, and we will sit. They have their books, and they're copying and they're doing. And oh, mom, look at my disappointed face. Look at my this. It is so cool. So you're making those connections for families too, and that's I bet. Did you think you would be doing that, or were you more focused on just
I
the one to
didn't.
one?
Yeah, I honestly I didn't know what to expect, or I didn't think. I my whole thing has been like I want to share. Like I love this so much and I can see other people really crave it. And I'm like, how can I share this in the most
Yes.
potent way? And then watching what happens. Yeah, so it's not exactly by design like, oh, I'm going to involve parents and children, but it's great. I love it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that with us because it is something that's amazing. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on, one of the biggest reason is recently our Facebook group, one of the polls we did, a lot of people want to learn Procreate and they want to learn about making their own SVGs. And so I said, I got a friend, y'all. I know somebody. I know a couple of people, but I got a friend who could come on and talk to us about that. And so, how on a scale from 1 to 10, I guess, or even one
Mhm.
to five, how easy, I don't want to say how hard, how easy is it to learn Procreate for creating your own design files?
I'm gonna go with simple. It's simple. It's simple. It's the most intuitive tool I've seen. So for context, I started out drawing by hand. In art school,
Mhm.
it's all about graphite and charcoal and oil paints. Then in graphic design school, I used a tablet, like a Wacom tablet, and I really struggled with that. I really struggled. I
Mhm.
was a latecomer to digital art because there was, I I found it difficult and overwhelming. Then came the iPad and the Apple Pencil, like this little thing, and and the iPad, and I've got this cover on it that's called Paper Like.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of matte, and it gives it that feeling like you're drawing by hand, and all the pencils that, like the different brushes that you can have. I took to it almost right away, and it was not a big leap. So it was not a big leap. I would say that Procreate has the right balance of giving you assistance if you want it. Like, you don't have to know how to draw a perfect circle, because you can draw it, hold your pencil, and it'll make it for you. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right. Uh, at the same time, if you want to be super free flowing and sketch, you can do that, which is not what you would do in a vector drawing program where you're manipulating little levers. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about where you're sketching and it auto translates to vectors. I'm talking about creating your art with predetermined shapes. It
Mm-hmm.
works, and for some people that's really great. Uh, if you if you enjoy the free flow, and especially like little imperfections, little doodly things, Procreate is amazing. I find it really intuitive with how you structure layers. Yeah, I would say, and again, like, this is speaking from experience of many years watching people come into Procreate. So the workshop that I have where we draw a little boba character, that kind of uh, has everything you need to know to get started. And I don't know, it's 2 to 3 hours of drawing footage, or even less, because it is quite simple. And you can, if you're doing an SVG, you can import your photo. Let's say you want
Mm-hmm.
to do a flower, right? Then you can put another layer over it and you can trace it, and then remove the flower, and you have a very clean, transparent image that you can then take straight into Illustrator and vectorize it, for example, for SVGs. It
Mm-hmm.
gives you a lot of tools for self-expression. That's what I find.
That's deep. Like that's deep. That's awesome. That you can, that coming from you, like you said, without the background at first, and being able to use Procreate so efficiently and so quickly. That's comforting. That's reassuring, I should say. That's something that's very reassuring. I know, guys. Tatiana just mentioned, her 2 to 3 hours of drawing footage for her course. But let me tell you how good she is as an instructor. I'm gonna toot your horn for you, okay, Tatiana? I took her summit. I did her summit course, her summit presentation. Now, for those of you who know about summits, those are usually 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, so that's all we get. I think Tatiana's was about 20 minutes when I did. In those 20 minutes, I made my own brush, guys. She taught me how to make my own stamp, I should say. She taught us how to make our own stamps, and she taught us how to use those stamps to create this really cool washi tape design that we were able even late to save and to she showed us how to change the colors out on it so that all we had to do was change the color, and it changed the whole look and feel of the design, and all I did was color change. It's great. It's great. So
So powerful.
I said all that to say this. If you're looking to learn Procreate, if you're looking to learn how to use it without overwhelm, without having to switch from one YouTube video or channel to another and searching, because we do lose, well, it's free. Yeah, I can do that for free, but how much time are you using? What is this person's efficiency level for real, for real? What have they done? What is their extent of knowledge?
Mhm.
Tatiana's your girl. Tatyana is definitely your girl. And I'm going to have her links for you all after. It looks like maybe we're not in the live, just in case it's not posting. I am going to post these afterwards so everybody can have access to those links. I did in my Facebook group. I left you guys a link for, what did I leave it for, Tatiana? I had asked you for your link to one of your courses, I think, to your course. And so,
Yeah, I think
yes,
maybe
you
the
guys are more
collective.
than
I
welcome.
think it was the
Probably the
collective.
collective. Probably the
Yeah.
collective. So, what else do you tell us more? Tell us more. Where can we find you, Tatiana, and how can we support you?
Yeah. So if you want to just get started and get a taste for it, you can go to my website, tatyanadeniz.com. That's the first place. If you just want to get a taster. If you are saying, I really want to learn. I want to create things with my art, whether it's laser printing, whether it's 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D printing, whatever, like SVG creation, stickers, or we create t-shirts and patterns and things. So it's all about applied art. If you want to master Procreate, be in a group of like-minded creators, then I would definitely recommend the Happy Creators Collective, because that's the most potent place. It's my baby. It's where I invest the most of my attention and energy. We have 3 coaches in the community besides me, and plus hundreds of members that are just so helpful. Every person who jumps in, they immediately post, "Wow, I didn't expect it to be so supportive. Like, I'm so motivated." Yeah, and that workshop I talked about, that's in the collective as well. There's years of tutorials that are all categorized by topic. There's adventure guides, so like structured learning paths that you can follow.
Mhm.
It's, choose your own adventure, and every week we have a new content coming out. Yeah, but you'll definitely learn Procreate, you'll definitely learn how to draw, and you'll be so inspired. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do
For
anything else.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Then tell us a little. So if they kind of want a sneak peek and they want to kind of look at your newsletter, tell us about your newsletter.
Yeah, so once you sign up to any of my, whether you get, like, I have Procreate brushes, and I can give you the link, the brushes that I
Mhm.
use for most of my art, or the mini course that you get as a sampler. So once you get on my email list, every week I send a draw newsletter. Draw, DRAW, right? That spells out, which is a drawing to inspire you, a resource for creating art. Sometimes it's a book, sometimes it's a video I saw that really moved me that week. Then A stands for affirmation, which is a personal insight or a quote. And W is wonder, something to wonder about. Because, that there's that Native American proverb that says, if you wonder often, the gift of knowledge will come. Wondering and asking yourself questions is so powerful. Yeah, that's really fun as well. So
Great.
you can, if you sign up to any of my things, you'll get that newsletter.
Great. So they TatyanaDeniz.com. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yep. So just the way that my name is spelled, Tatyana with a Y, Deniz with a Z on the end.com, you'll see it there.
There you go, everybody. Tatiana, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for helping me kick off my new season and my new revamping of my community connection. And you are welcome to come back anytime. If you want to come and give us a demo at some point, let me know. I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone would love to be here with you.
Yeah. We can do a stamp. We can do a little design. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Naomi.
Always.
It's
Everybody,
great.
please help us support Tatiana. You can, like she said, TatyanaDeniz.com. You can also find her Tatiana Deniz is her Instagram handle also.
Yep. Yep.
And we'd love to have you guys just jump on over and check her out. She also has a YouTube channel. I saw her YouTube channel the other day. So anything that you can do to support, every like, every follow, every positive comment is something helpful to all of us, because that helps us to grow and helps us to be able to reach more people with what we love to do, and it enables to us to stay home and do this. And even if it's in our office, our home office, it helps us to be able to do what we love. So thank you for being here with us, everyone. Tatiana, we'll see you again next time. Everybody